talking all season. It just seems like the next one gets to be tougher, and that's certainly the case with NC State. You're going back and looking at our game against them last year. You know, they really handed it to us. It was a tough game. It was a physical game. It was a lot of turnovers. Both teams played really hard. They disrupted us, and we didn't disrupt them enough. It was a tough game to go back and watch. We didn't let that game define us. We, picked ourselves up a little bit and, got better. Offensively, they're really good. Markel Johnson will be the best guard we've played against and probably the best one-on-one ball screen cover we will have. Our ball screen defense is going to be severely challenged, which just doesn't not only mean the guy that's on the ball, but the guys that are off the ball. What they run is simple and it's solid and it's really effective with their personnel. They shoot it from three, they space it, they spread it. They've got two big 5 men that can roll down the rim and put pressure on the rim, and guys that all over the place to throw the ball back to for shots. Defensively, they turn you over. They jump passing lanes. It'll be a really, really good challenge. As of this moment, I believe there are still some tickets available, which is, man, what an opportunity for people to come in, coming home from the holidays. This team will be as good as the best teams that are going to come to our arena this year. There are 30 or so in some of the rankings. They're 9-1 coming in. Actually, they've lost 2 games. They lost to Memphis and Brooklyn. Again, they were down big in the second half and only lost by 5. And they lost at home to Georgia Tech earlier in the season without 2 of their best players. Markel Johnson didn't play. Funderburg, I don't think, played. And so that was a great win for Georgia Tech, but that was a factor there. So, really good team and really good opportunity for us.
Did you learn anything about your team from the game Saturday?
St. Louis disrupted us, and we just, not as sharp offensively as far as our execution is concerned. Too many empty possessions. A lot of that's on me for not putting them in the right spots. St. Louis did a nice job changing up their defenses, starting in the zone, finishing in a man, throwing a bunch of different looks at us, which definitely had us confused. But again, I thought we were very resilient. I thought our defense was really, really good. The numbers don't say we did a very good job of rebounding, and part of that is, I think, still having some young players that, you think you have the ball. You think I can think of any number of them. You think you're going to get the rebound, then all of a sudden they just rip it out of your hands. St. Louis was as physical a team as they're one of the more physical teams we'll play. There'll be a couple other teams in the SEC schedule that'll be bigger and a little more physical, but good challenge. Great crowd up in Birmingham. To put 12,500 people in the building was huge. I think the other thing that was really good about that, I would venture to say that 7,000 or 8,000 at least were people that maybe never saw an Auburn basketball game live before. I say that in the sense that we saw some familiar faces, but it was a weekend game, and there were a lot of families there, and there were a lot of people that probably hadn't seen us in person much, and there was an opportunity to come out and watch us. A lot of families. So I was really pleased that we were able to expand our fan base a little bit, get a really good neutral site win against a good team. Javon McCormick was terrific. His ability to score behind the ball screen and, get downhill, and he was really just as good defensively. This will be a great challenge for our defense, but when you talk about ball screen defense, it's not just about your guards. It's not just about Javon, Samir, and Isaac, who are our starting backcourt. The guys coming off the bench are going to be important too. But it's the kind of help that the bigs are able to provide in that ball screen. One thing about ball screen defense is if you do this, they'll do that, and if you do that, they'll do this. It's like pick your poison. And so there's no way to shut it off. You've just got to be able to live with some of the results.
Do you do anything different in practice when free throws aren't falling in games, or you just kind of trust that those shots are going to start going in?
You know, we've got a mental health specialist and here at Auburn, a couple of them. And so Dr. Adrian came over the other day and talked to the team a little bit about, you know, some techniques and some things. I don't want them thinking about it too much because I think we got good free throw shooters going to the line. You know, whether it's focus or concentration, but it's clearly a pattern where we spend plenty of time in practice. We're doing the same things that we did last year in practice, and last year, I don't know, we were low 80s free throw shooting team, so it's just a matter of my biggest thing is getting to the foul line. You know, I got to get them there, and I'm confident. I still think they're going in.
This is another game that should help you prepare for SEC season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just look at the numbers. I mean, right now, there's not a team in the SEC firing on the offensive cylinders that this team's firing on. This will be as good an offensive team as we'll play. So it'll more than help expose us and get us ready, you know, for SEC play.
Everybody good?
All right.